So the opening lineup for the Heat. At the forward spots, James and Haslam. Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. And it's Bosh in at the center. And for the 76ers, Carter Williams and Jay Rich in the backcourt. Evan Turner and Thaddeus Young at the forward slots. And it's Noel in at the 5, down low. Now here is Haslam. Out to Wade. Clock at 6. Shot from 12. Some solid defense from Richardson. Looking at Philadelphia, they want to turn it around after the loss to Los Angeles.
Well, there was a lack of discipline on their part in that game, guys. They committed a lot of silly fouls, and it hurt them.
It sure did. I mean, they just didn't seem to figure out how to defend without fouling, Steve. It was just almost hard to comprehend.
You know, last year nobody was quite sure of the role Evan Turner would have, but as the season went on, he played his way into the rotation by earning the trust of his coach. I thought he made some good strides in his game.
And Turner, the number 2 overall pick back in 2010. Clark, it seemed NBA stardom awaited, but so far, it just hasn't worked that way.
It's still on the horizon for him. You got to remember now, he's only in his 4th year. He's a terrific ball handler, rebounder, 6'7", can play the point forward position for you. The Sixers traded away Iguodala and handed him the reins, and I think sometimes you can do that prematurely. And it'll be interesting to see how Evan steps into that higher expectation role now.
Young from outside, shot's good. Young's got his first 3 points of the game. First quarter, just over a minute played. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Young against Haslam. Kicks it to Chalmers. James outside. Miami no good on that time either. So for the Heat, their last game, a loss to Indiana.
And it wasn't just bad shooting. They weren't getting good looks. The offense wasn't clicking, no ball movement, very stagnant performance.
Yeah, I agree. The reason for that, I think, was their movement away from the ball. Not very crisp.
And Michael Carter-Williams gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
You know, these calls can be some of the toughest in the game for the officials.
It all happened so fast, but I really think that was the right call. The defender was not really set in that situation.
Now here's Bosh. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Indiana. Here's Wade.
Still looking for that first hoop. 0-4 now.
No luck. Here's Richardson. Finds the open look, and it's on target.
3 out of 4 from the floor, so a good start for this club.
The Heat have gone 0-4, missing their first 4 field goals. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. LeBron kicks to Wade. Pass to Bosh. Turner with the steal. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. Kept alive. Second chance shot. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Udonis Haslam.
And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
76ers have shot just 1 free throw, missing that one earlier. That one is off.
Well, Miami stormed through the regular season and were viewed as the clear-cut favorites to come out of the East, but it was not as easy as expected. After sweeping Milwaukee, the Bulls gave them a scare, then the Pacers really took them deep, all the way to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
James Anderson, he's checked in for Carter Williams. Chalmers off the pick from Bosh. Wade passes to James. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. And for the Heat, the Pacers were their first real test, it seemed, and they had to survive a win or go home against them. It almost seemed, Clark, to take away any momentum they might have had when they went up against the Spurs in the finals.
You know, it's interesting. When I think of momentum in the playoffs, it doesn't carry over from game to game or series to series. I think each game, Kevin, is really an entity in and of itself. That said, Miami found a way, despite being pushed by the Pacers and being pushed by the Spurs, both to Game 7s. It came down to LeBron James' brilliance, but also the hot shooting of a complimentary role-playing winner, Shane Battier.
Well, it took a while, but somebody finally got a shot to go.
You know, I was starting to get a little concerned for them. I mean, it hadn't been pretty to this point.
Now, here is Young. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Clippers.
And a phenomenal showing on the boards. His rebounding was a huge factor.
And the Heat with some changes. Anderson, he's checked in for Bosch. Battier comes in for Udonis Haslem. And it's Allen in for Dwayne Wade. Here's Anderson. Last game he had 10 points. And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Anderson.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Anderson outside. A minute 42 left in the first. Feeds it to White. Elbow shot is on the way. And he connects with the jumper. 1:29 left to play here in the first. Here's Cole. Turner covering. Cole dishes to Anderson. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
And Philadelphia has possession. They came away with the victory in their last meeting, which, by the way, was also in this building.
Remember in that last matchup, they really snuck out a win in a close game. And it came down to a few mistakes at the end. The forcing turnovers, I thought, was the difference.
And Miami has possession after the three-pointer from Anderson. James a screen on Turner. And Cole kicks to LeBron. 6 to shoot. LeBron is doubled. Allen outside. Shoots from the high post. Blocked. White against James. Pass to Moultrie. From 8. And Hawes kicks to White. The rebound by Anderson.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass. And you love the concentration. Gets hit, but stays with the play.
Yeah, he showed a lot right there. Plenty of concentration, finding a way to get that shot to fall.
Philadelphia leading by 3. Here's Carter Williams. Right now averaging 17 points a game. And White slams it in.
Wonderfully instinctive play right there. Sense just where that rebound was going, and it becomes an easy 2 for him.
Well, Clark, maybe they've had too many easy buckets tonight.
Well, it's something that needs to change. I mean, they should not be getting all these easy dunks off offensive putbacks.
Coming up this Thursday.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
Now, the key has been the rebounding department. This club dominating the paint area. And if this continues, they'll be in great shape.
Well, they've done 2 things. They've limited second chances, and they've been able to flex their muscle down low.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Philadelphia, it's Young and Hawes at the 4 and 5. James Anderson is out there with Carter Williams, and it's Richardson in at the small forward spot. And the basket by Wade.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points. Really, nobody paid him any mind there.
The 76ers leading by 3.
Wade seems to be slowing down just a touch, and the difficulty as you get older when you're not a great jump shooter, which Wade is not, is that the defenses will back off you. And that's the big challenge now for Dwayne Wade, adjusting to that newer style of defense that he's going to be looking at.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, gentlemen, head coach Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat finally getting the respect he deserves now with their multiple championships. But his players, not afraid to rib him a little. Dwayne Wade said Spoelstra's favorite word? Focus. He said, here's what it sounds like to play for my coach. Come on, guys, we have to focus. Next game. Come on, guys, it's about focus. Game 82. Guys, it's about focus. Kevin, it's all about that consistent message, right?
Steady hand, Doris. The players seem to really appreciate it. And, Steve, you go back to the strong output for Dwayne Wade last season for the 4th time. In his career, he averaged over 20 points and 5 rebounds and 5 assists a game. Clark, one of only 4 players in the league last season to hit that mark.
And, Kevin, he led all shooting guards in player efficiency rating for the 5th consecutive season. Some might argue, but the numbers speak truth. He's the best shooting guard in the game.
And here's the intentional foul, but, you know, it's coming here at a very inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a bad play there. I mean, that can really cost you the game. You've got to be smart when you make those intentional fouls.
Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for Miami. Turner against Allen. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
And it's tied up with that one.
Well, it was a little bit of a surprise, guys, going into last season when Ray Allen signed the contract with the Heat. He took less money than the Celtics offered him. And no question about it, there was some anger from his former teammates in Boston when he left.
Well, you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
The Heat have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. Wade against Richardson. Wade passes to Allen. He dishes it to Bosh. Pulls up on the wing. And the basket good. A bank shot that time. And Clark, for Ray Allen, I don't think joining the Heat was just about jumping on a winning bandwagon. I think there'd be some issues for him in Boston.
Well, there were a lot of rumors that he and Rajon Rondo didn't quite get along, and Allen wanted maybe a bigger role offensively. And in fact, you know, his minutes went down last season with the Heat, but he clearly fit in well. Came off the bench and really fit nicely with that shooting ability next to LeBron and Wade.
That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. 7 points for Ray Allen.
Well, Allen is the all-time leader in three-pointers made, past Reggie Miller a couple of years ago. So obviously you have to worry about him out there. But what makes Allen so good is that he can also put the ball on the floor, get into the paint, and score at that mid-range area as well.
And he really has a fondness for those corners. I mean, you just can't help off of him. Too much of a threat from out there. You've got to stay connected to him. Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Rejected by Richardson. Chalmers against Turner. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Turner's got 8 points in the quarter. The Heat trail by 4. Wade kicks to Chalmers. That one goes. Count it.
They've been getting it inside at every opportunity and getting results, too.
It's a great formula, and it's really a sign that the offense is clicking.
Poked away. It's stolen by Haslem. An even 3-on-3 break. Wade with it, and Young picks him up defensively. From the arc. Again, Allen missing. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Here's Turner. Again, Philadelphia.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
For Miami, they've gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter.
Well, there's a new ownership group in Philadelphia as of 2011, and in this offseason, they pulled the trigger and brought in new leadership in the front office. Looks like they're jumping on the analytics bandwagon, hiring the former brain trust of the Houston Rockets.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Brett Brown said to his team. There was no question what he was most concerned with, their lack of interior defense so far. Protect the rim, that's the priority, quote unquote. So, Kevin, change is already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
And thank you, Doris. And back to the Sixers. I guess for the Wall Street ownership group, going mathematical is something they were, Steve, pretty comfortable with.
That's something that a lot of teams are going to now, Kevin. The new owners, a lot of them businessmen, they want to turn to math to try to figure this whole thing out. Bottom line, though, is it's a combination. It's not just stats. It's talent, stats, chemistry, coaching, a lot of things that goes into winning.
Shane Battier is checked in for Udonis Haslem. Lays it in off the breakaway.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Yeah, absolutely. They made the steal pay dividends instantly in the open floor.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. James hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. LeBron's got 6.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Outside, White puts up a 3, and it's Miami with the rebound. The drive by James, and there's Dwayne Wade on the assist by LeBron. Wade's got it all tied up now for Miami. Here's Carter Williams. No good. And that'll do it for the first half. Game time.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Coach, what did you like so far about how the team has played to this point?
Well, our energy and activity. We're coming off a game where we did not.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
It's Hump Day, and this is 2K Sports at the half. Glad you're along for the ride. The 76ers battling hard in this one. Their work on the offensive boards, a big factor. Great effort out there. We've seen Evan Turner in top form. The team has been struggling recently, and he's doing the best he can to get them on track. The Bulls will square off against the Knicks in New. LeBron James picked up the award in the East and in the West.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
A bird's eye view of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Great shot there as we get back to action.
Miami has their hands full guarding against Turner.
He has 12 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
Now, his outside stroke has looked really good today.
On the floor for Miami. On the wings, it's D. Wade and LeBron James. Haslem and Bosh up front. And it's Chalmers in at the point. And there's the pass to LeBron. And again, LeBron missing.
9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Here's Carter Williams. LeBron with the block. But they get it back. And Turner kicks to Young. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Richardson, good.
No confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that.
The Heat trail by 3. Bosh, that's the pick for LeBron. He kicks to Haslem. They get the rebound.
You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post, Florida.
I do. I love it. Their rebounding has been outstanding. So important in a tight game.
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. James in the post. Turner covering. Baseline J on the way. Shot is good off the back rim and in. 8 points for LeBron.
Picture perfect with the turnaround. There's no stopping that shot. The Heat have magnificent talent, but even coming off an NBA title, they had never put their name into the conversation of the great teams until last spring when they went on that amazing 27-game winning streak.
And he lobs it up. Trying to find Haslem and gets it to him. Bosh, the screen. Chalmers with it. Picked up by Turner. And again, LeBron missing. And for the Heat, they were staring right at the 72 Lakers win record, and I'm sure everyone remembers, but ultimately they would fall, Steve, to the Bulls after 27 consecutive wins.
Yeah, that streak to me was one of the great feats in NBA history. Winning 27 games in a row in the regular season, so difficult, but it showed you what the Heat were made of. They really were battling every night, and I thought that put them on a great run heading into the playoffs. I'm sure that's a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in the first half.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, over that break, I listened in on Brett Brown's huddle. He was reviewing the strategy to be very clear for their defensive approach against LeBron. He's been causing some real headaches out there, and Coach wants that trend to come to an end sooner rather than later. He wants them to also play at a very up-tempo pace, push the ball up the court as quickly as possible. That was his message. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
All right, Doris. 6 to shoot. Again, the Heat good for 2.
And his shots are dropping right now. This quarter has been very kind to him.
Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Richardson with it. He's got 7, doubled by Chalmers. The kick out to Young. From deep. And it's Wade with the rebound. He'd have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field.
Thaddeus Young last season stepping into the full-time power forward role for the Sixers. It's kind of a mismatch waiting to happen because he's undersized at 6'8", but way too quick for most of the guys guarding him.
And the Heat call time here. And for Thaddeus Young, with the league going more towards quickness and mobility front, that's certainly going to fit his strengths well.
That is absolutely right. He's not a really strong rebounder. His lack of size does make him vulnerable to post up, but he's one of the best slashers in the game. In the end, the mismatches tend to usually play out in his favor.
The Heat making a switch here. Allen's checked in.
I have no idea why he was fouling there.
And even the foul, I mean, you can't be wrapping guys up like that. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. That's a meaningless play.
Shane Battier is checked in for the Heat. Chalmers dishes to LeBron. Chalmers best to LeBron. Shot's good. James has got it all tied up now for Miami.
Great awareness by Mario Chalmers on that feed.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, guys, I was able to listen in on what Eric Spoelstra was going over with his team in that last huddle. He said their plan was run their offense through LeBron. Coach is hoping to see him make more of a contribution and told the rest of the players that they have to remember who the centerpiece of this offense is. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting. Thanks,
Doris. Chalmers with it. Now defended by Hawes. Battier kicks to Bosch. From about 19 feet. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
Carter Williams kicks to Hawes. No good. Nice D from Bosch. The Heat trail by 3. Dishes to Allen. Launches a 3. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. Chalmers has got 4 assists now tonight.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him. He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Well, he wasn't fazed at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
Carter Williams sinks the triple. Carter Williams has got 7 points in the game. Miami's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. 35 seconds left here in the third quarter. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Hey, last season Chalmers missed a game-winning shot. That happens to a lot of guys in this league, but what he did the next game is of note. He made 10 threes, and arguably his best game ever, as he set a Miami Heat team record for makes beyond the arc.
And Mario Chalmers grew up in Alaska. Not too many NBA players hailing from up there, taken with the 34th pick back in 08.
He's played his entire career with the Heat, and really it was a perfect situation for him when LeBron arrived because he's a kind of a combo guard. He plays the point, but he's an excellent spot-up shooter. So he can play off of LeBron and Wade quite well.
Battier off target with his 3. Outside, White. And here is Moultrie. From 11 feet away, that's good. And the 76ers lead by 2.
That's exactly what they wanted to do. I mean, you'd like to see that every time down the floor.
Coming up next Sunday night, December 15th.
And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Well, tremendous point guard play, but that's nothing new coming from him. This is what you expect, the gorgeous feed there.
White is out there with Arnett Moultrie. Then it's Noel. Then it's Evan Turner. And it's Anderson in at the shooting guard position. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
And the buckets always coming in bunches for him. And right now, they are really rolling.
Anderson right side. Off the left rim and out. The Heat shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. Allen dishes to Anderson. Anderson right side. And it's blocked by Moultrie. Now here's Noel. Wade is covering. Expanding his range. And it's White missing. And here's Wade. They set the pick. Excellent D there from White.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick. Just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Heat have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. And some changes here for the Heat. Chris Bosh is checked in for Anderson. Haslam comes in for Shane Battier. And it's LeBron in for Allen. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. And a moment to check out Miami and who they've got coming up. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. And that will be the first game of 5 straight at home. The 76ers have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Richardson kicks to Carter Williams. And Young, here we go. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. There's the dish to Haslam. And LeBron James gets it to go. LeBron's got 11 points here in just the second half. Carter Williams, the pass to Young. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. And the 76ers lead by 2. So it's Miami now. The feed to Cole. Wide open look. Here's Bosh. No luck. And Philadelphia the other way now. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota where they'll take on the Timberwolves. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
Should be a good one for the Timberwolves today. I'm anxious to see what ends up happening there.
Richardson, good.
Well, lazy defense, and that's why the score is what it is right now.
Timeout called the Heat.
What was supposed to be a fresh start for Jason Richardson last year never really came to fruition, guys. I mean, not very far into the year, he had a bad injury to his left knee and had to close things down for the season.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, guys, I was able to listen in on what Eric Spoelstra was going over with his team in that last huddle. With his team struggling from three-point territory, he told them to start looking for more high-quality shots inside the paint. We're forcing too many threes, he said. Stop with the bombs and work it inside.
Philadelphia leading by 3. And for Richardson, surgery last season to repair a cartilage tear in his left knee when he played for Philadelphia.
Well, in his prime, he was one of the most explosive leapers in the NBA. Former dunk contest champion. Began to lean on his three-point shooting as his career went on. Been a very productive player over the years.
And the dunk by James.
Strong move to the basket. Those are 2 big points there to trim the lead.
Now here's Richardson. Pass to Young. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. It's stolen by Haslam. And the officials call the foul, reaching out and committing the intentional foul here, and his teammates are baffled.
Yeah, everybody's kind of looking at him like, what are you doing? I mean, I think he just lost track of the situation.
Philadelphia on D. 4-point game. Bosh dishes to Chalmers. LeBron kicks to Chalmers. Back to LeBron. He feeds it to Bosch. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. 6 points for Chris Bosch.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. And defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
Kicks it to Richardson. Passes it to Carter Williams. Thaddeus Young on the wing. Feeds it to Noel.
2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Got it. Good job in the low post. And the 76ers lead by 4.
Unstoppable offense from both teams. I love the pace this game has been played at.
So does everybody else in the building. This has been a fun one.
1:53 left in the fourth quarter. Wade passes to Chalmers. Pass to Bosch. Unloads from 13. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Richardson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Wade against Turner. On the wing, Jason Richardson. Turner dishes to Noel. Just 5 on the clock. For the 3. Kicks it out to Richardson. Launches it. That's good. And now a 7-point Philadelphia lead.
They are wreaking havoc on them with the 3-point shot here.
Lazy perimeter defense. Clark, you got to take the shooter's airspace away from them.
Offensive rebound. Haslam, that's good.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
Now Carter Williams. Young outside. He dishes it to Carter Williams. Back to Young. 76ers moving the ball around. Baseline try. And the shot no good, a bit short. The Heat have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50%. Wade drives in.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
That one just took the air right out of the crowd.
Yeah, he simply said, sit down and keep quiet with that one.
Yeah, that's right. Nothing coming out of these fans now.
24 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And that's an intentional foul.
That's his second personal foul. Second team foul.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss.
Michael Carter Williams.
No luck that time either.
Not at all what he had in mind when he stepped to the line. He could have put it away there.
He'd have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Bosch connects, and that shot brings them to within just 1.
This is exactly what happens when you allow Chris Bosch to get going.
Here's Carter Williams. They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
It's a smart foul there. You got to try to extend the game.
Yeah, it's still close, but they're fighting that clock as much as the score right now.
Michael Carter Williams.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. James up top, Turner covering. The drive by James. Money!
Yeah, he went for a little extra on that one.
Well, he usually doesn't finish soft, obviously. You know, he can when necessary, sure, but not that time.
Not when you can throw it down like that.
7 seconds left in the game. The 11-footer. Oh, no good. And so the big win by Miami in a tight game. It was tight, but they managed to come up with the